Good evening and salutations, my dear friends. Where do I start? Where do I start? I think at this point everyone knows where I'm going to start. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Drew Kane, people. The gift that just keeps on giving. Oof. At first, when Jordan walked in and she was giving him attitude, I was like, are you kidding me? But then I understood why she was mad. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, she does got a point. Him stalling this project doesn't just affect Aurora, it doesn't just affect Curtis, but it affects Jordan as well. This was a project that, he gave to her, he presented to her, and now he's stalling. He's stalling because he wants to get back at Curtis. So they're going back and forth, and Jordan is like, all right, let me call Curtis. Curtis is not there talking to Portia about this new project or whatever, some sort of like resort or whatever, and of course, shitting on Drew because I mean, it's everyone's favorite pastime at this point. But he gets a call from Jordan. He comes down there, and Curtis is like, well, Curtis starts with his usual stuff or whatever, and I think, okay, so before Curtis got there, Jordan was going in on him, and Drew's angry. Drew's angry. He was upset, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not condoning the stuff that he did. And then he was like, yeah, I did some bad stuff or whatever. He got kicked out the house by Monica, which, again, I'm beyond irritated by. But the thing is, though, Drew is right, in a sense. Not one person in that family has not done something wrong, lie, cheat, steal, or whatever. They're a bunch of goddamn hypocrites. It doesn't excuse what Drew did, but it's like, this is the thing about these soap operas, and this goes well just beyond General Hospital. Like even on Days, there was one point where Gwen was out doing something, and everybody in the town was pretty much kind of shitting on her. And it was one of those things where it's like, it only occurred to me now, and I'm just like, most of the people in Salem, you know what I'm saying? Like they weren't squeaky clean. Oh, at one point, even Claire came at her. And I'm like, Claire, you set fire because I think you want to get some man or something like that. Like, it's always amazing when somebody becomes a town pariah. Everyone feels like they can take shots. And everyone sits there and act like their shit don't stink. And that's across the board. That's not just General Hospital, that's across the board. Um, anyway, at some point, Curtis gets there, and he's talking to stuff or whatever. This is where Drew. This is where I was like, and you know me, I've been sitting there siding with Drew. I still think Drew's a good man and everything like that, and I still like his character. But when he tried to pull some sort of politician BS answer as far as like why was he holding up the project? He was like, well, we're waiting for Curtis to do something, and we can't just sit there and just release funds until this gets meant or whatever. And it was like, bro, don't do that. Don't try to come up with some sort of official explanation of why you are holding that project. You're doing this to get back at Curtis. Let's not sit there and try to act like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've been in office for how long, and already you sit there speaking like the perfect politician. So we're not going to sit there and try to act like we don't know your real motive, your real reasons why. Now, I did kind of find it funny at one point when he got up in his face. He was like, you look kind of intense. You want to get up in the ring? Because, yeah, I mean, Curtis was sitting there looking at him side ass. I'm like, okay, why don't you sit there and settle in the ring? Go on, big man, settle in the ring. But, Jordan squashed it or whatever, and then, they both walked off, and I don't know. I get Curtis' anger. I do. Drew misled him, and I was wrong. Curtis never had anything in writing. He never had anything in writing. It was never official or anything like that. It was wrong what he did, but like, bro, don't sit there and try to act like you want some sort of high ground or whatever, because you did help steal the company away. So you're not, what I'm saying, like your fingers aren't exactly clean either. Um, Brooklyn. I didn't sit there and say this yesterday. Brooklyn's mom, Lois, she ain't shit out there. Okay, and I'm pretty sure Olivia is going to rightfully rip right into her because she known Dante for like since they were kids and everything, teenagers, and every day she's been with him is every day she's been sitting there lying. Now it turns out Cody knew too. When Brooklyn was sitting there making sure that Cody didn't say anything, he knew that she was pregnant, and he knew that it was most likely Dante's. And yet he's supposed to be some sort of great friend. Cody has been working my damn nerves for a hot minute because after he talks to Brooklyn, he's all like, oh, about stepping up or whatever. If you're a real man, you ought to step up or whatever. I'm like, okay. Then his dumbass goes to Anna because he wants to sit there and try to get in contact with Mac, to get in contact with Robert. Sit there and tell him about the Sasha situation. I mean, I don't know how much Robert can actually sit there and help. I mean, the minute he found out that he had a daughter, he skipped town with Holly. So, um, but long story short, he tells Anna that Jason is the father of Sasha's baby. I'm like, bro, you are so you are so out of pocket. That and I get it, he's spiraling, but I don't care at this point. I really genuinely do not care. You're just being an annoying asshole at this point. Now, not Anna, Ava and Rick goes and visits Sunny and, run into Sunny, Christina, and Dante. They're having Diane. And they're having a little thing or whatever. And Ava comes in. And Rick is like, all right, listen, why don't we just sit there and go for this deal? Because if you take this to trial, you're going to lose. At this point, it's just a bluff. And long story short, it's Ava getting primary custody, them sharing Avery on holidays, and, Diane laughs, and Sonny's just like, how to know? While Sonny's not there talking, his arm starts to shake a little bit, you know? Um, they pretty much say no. They part ways or whatever. And, Christina is still hell bent on making sure that Ava doesn't get custody of Avery because apparently she's safer with Sonny. I don't really understand. Part of me does look at this whole thing, and now I'm actually thinking about it. Like, why isn't Christina just a little bit upset with Sonny? Yes, Sonny did not intentionally cause this, okay? I'm not just saying that he intentionally caused the fire. But if I had a sibling, my dad lived a very dangerous lifestyle. I would be furious with my father. Just because my brother or sister was standing next to him, I would have been furious. Then I would have sat there and looked at my other little brother, other little sister, and be like, yeah, no. No, 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 no. Now, of course, she still blames Ava for the death of her child. And I get it on some level, but on another level, she keeps assuming that Ava did it on purpose. I mean, purpose or not, she still wants to sit there, and maybe she just has blinders on, or maybe she's just stupid. I have no idea, but it just dawned on me now. Like, why isn't she more upset with Sunny? You know, and of course, when they leave, Diane's like, he has a good case. Rick has a good case. The fire that did happen. Yeah, Avery was at Carly's house, and that's the only reason why you have custody. But part of me just look at that and be like, I don't even understand how he still has custody after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she was at the house, but if she was there, the same thing that would have happened to Michael would have happened to Avery. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't really understand how that's working, but whatever. Um, Plus, Christina's like, oh, I'm going to go on the stand. I'm going to testify. I'm going to make sure that she doesn't get her daughter. And Diane's like, you do realize that he's going to call you up on the stand. He's going to sit there and talk about how you saw him beating the living hell out of Dex. So, like, that's not going to be good. And honestly, to tell you the truth, Ava has a strong case. No one's going to just saying that Sonny's not a good father, but, like, your lifestyle is not good for anyone around you. Hell, even Maxie, who practically grew up with him, or whatever, like, was like, no one close to him is safe. So in all reality, yeah, Ava may not exactly be the best character at times, but seeing how somebody is gunning for Sonny, like, yeah, I think it's kind of a no brainer at this point that she should be with Avery. You know, you chose to sit there and live that life. That's on you. But that little girl deserves better than to constantly be in danger. Um, Kai is going through it, not just physically but mentally. And although Trina comes over and tries to help and give him different options and stuff like that, he ain't really trying to hear it. He apologized for snapping at her, but he's like, listen, I'm not good company. I'm not in a good headspace, and I just need some time by myself, right? So she doesn't take it personal. She just walks out because, I mean, she was going through it before with Spencer, where yeah, people may come to her with good intentions, but she just wasn't in that space to sit there and hear it. So she walks off. She comes back. She sees Kai, crying and everything like that. Because like that's just devastating, you know. Losing his dream as far as being a football player was part of his identity. So that's a rough one. Um, Brad, I don't know what the hell Brad's doing at this point. I mean, I get it. Brad is, at the gym. He's working out. He wants to sit there and look good for Lucas and everything. And he asked Portia for an extra vacation day. And, Portia at this point is like, okay, listen, the only reason why I'm actually doing most of this stuff is because you know why. But if you keep pushing, other people are going to start to notice. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like tread lightly. And she does it for him, but it's like, you using blackmail to sit there and get an extra vacation? Like, I mean, seriously, we all understand how stupid that this is, right? You bring him back, and this is what you give him. Okay. Um. God, there was so many people in this episode. You have Lulu Smith talking to Laura about her feeling guilty. At first she was venting about Dante, and she was also talking about how she's in love with him, but it's like it's a very complicated situation. And like I said before, she also feels guilty. And Laura's like, hey, listen, you don't have to sit there and tell him right away, but like, it would be a good idea for you to sit there and at least talk to him. And of course, at some point when she does go and talk to him, she sees Brooklyn and Dante hugging. Dante was pissed, right? He went to Anna's office and he's like, "Oh, you took me off the case," and you know, took you off the case for obvious reasons. And Anna's like, "Listen, take a paid vacation, take a paid week or whatever, and then come back and see a psych evaluator because, like, we get this guy, you either go rogue or we have to throw out the case because of personal bias or whatever else you may do." So, she sends him home. He gets home and he vents to Brooklyn, and she just listens and everything like that. And oh, also, Sonny now knows too that Sam was murdered. Almost forgot about that. Have to have like 20 goddamn characters in this episode. Of course, I know one very beautiful queen that loves all her characters, but it's just so damn hard to sit there and keep track of them. Um. Anyway, like I said, she saw Brooklyn and Dante hugging, and she just had that awkward look on her face. I'm like, well, that's going to make for a very interesting work dynamic. But yeah, yeah. I mean, Cody knew. Cody knew, and see, this is the reason why this is the reason why this retcon. I get it. They retcon soap operas all the time. But this is the reason why this retcon is so bad because it's making characters look like shit. Lois looks like shit. Brooklyn looks like shit. Cody looks like shit. Um, and I can't think about who else looks like shit. But yeah. And Rick makes it very known, like, hey, listen, I still want that money because at one point Ava was like, I just want to sit there and thank you for doing this, not, even though I'm not exactly in the best financial situation. And at first, she actually was like, "Wait, you're not doing this for free?" And Rick was like, "No. What makes you thought I was doing this for free? Because we kissed one time?" Ava. I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else. But as I always sit there and say, if I forget anything, I miss anything, write it in the comment section or come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I will be talking about all the shows, of course, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. And yeah, I'll see you then.